I am visiting here with Angel, and we are going to talk about the Panama Canal expansion and how we are working to make it green. Thank you for coming and visiting with me.
My pleasure.
My question is about the canal. There are two things that work the canal: water and power. We don't worry so much about the power, but the water, because of the bigger canal. Let's talk about how are we making it green? How are we using water more?
Okay, thank you for the interview, and very important question. So water is the main resource for the operation of the Panama Canal. So the management of the water is very important for us. So we have been managing the water resources of the Panama Canal watershed since the canal opened more than 100 years ago. So that's part of our duties as the Panama Canal Authority to manage that water, the water resources. So, and that's important to mention also that it's not only for the operation but also for the population. Half of the people in the Republic of Panama drinks the water from the Panama Canal watershed. As you see it, we're in Panama City, and you have at the north Colón, that's the second largest city, and you have in the west side other two big cities. So all those population drink water from the watershed. So we have to manage the water.
I was going to say, most people do not realize the new canal expansion actually uses less water than the old canal.
Well, we are using last technology, the ultimate technology that we can achieve for this type of engineering. So we're using a new water basin system, so we can reutilize the water. So as you say, we use 7% less water than the actual logs.
Right, so we are recycling. The important thing also is that you are you're not going to create a whole new reservoir. That was one of the first things discussed.
Yes, that's important to mention also. We are not creating new reservoirs. We deepen the actual reservoir, so we have 1 feet more of capacity for storage water. So if you see it in the whole lake, that's a lot of water, so we can use it for different type of uses, because as I say, we use it for operation and also for population.
Another important facet is reforesting. You are creating forests where they had been previously eliminated. That's important with the climate change. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, there is a relationship between forest coverage and the maintenance of the water resources. So, so if we want to have quality of the water, we need the trees. We need to have forest coverage, because they keep the sediments away from the main source of water. So reforestation has been one part of our management process in the Panama Canal watershed. Also, we have been working with communities, because there are communities in the watershed. It's not an area that is not habitated. It has a lot of population, and you say 150,000 around that population. So we have to keep working with them, because they are our allies in the way to preserve the forest coverage and also the water resources.
And when I talk about climate change, I'm talking about the drought that Panama recently was going through because of the El Nino. Sí.
Yes, well, that has been accelerated by climate change, some people say, but it's a natural phenomenon. It happens in a cyclical way every 5, 6, or 7 years. It happened. El Niño. This past Niño was really strong. As a big Niño.
Not a little Nino. And you know what's amazing is that as wet as it is out there today,
Yeah.
we would never know it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's Panama. Welcome to Panama. You can have sun in the morning and at midday the big rain. So let's talk about climate change. Because
Okay,
I
let's.
didn't get too much into details of climate change. We have been working and aware of the climate change, and we have a strategy called the Green Route Strategy. We consider the Panama Canal the green route of the world commerce, because we keep working with communities, having very strong reforestation programs in the watershed, all the water management. Also, we have been working in a strategy to be a low carbon operation. So lowering our CO2 emissions for the operation of the Panama Canal, replacing equipment, being more efficient. So we are working on that. And also, if you see the Panama Canal, you see the distance between a point of origin and a point of destiny. We are the shortest way in the world.
51 miles, that's all.
No, and also, if you, for example, you are coming from the east coast of Asia to the east coast of the United States, the shorter way is to go through the Panama Canal, and it's an all-water route.
Yeah, much better.
Much better. So we already estimated which will be the contribution of the Panama Canal, the expansion of the Panama Canal, and we estimated that it will mitigate around 160 million tons of CO2 in the first 10 years of operation. So that's a lot of CO2 that can be avoided by using the Panama Canal.
So we are saving water, reusing water, recycling.
And
we are not
mitigating CO2.
Yeah.
What else can you ask for?
It is a perfect world. It is so exciting. Thank you so much for visiting with me.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Stay right here.